Hello. Oh, a couple of minutes late today for my 2 o'clock conversation with you, but I'm sure you'll be okay with that. The news last night was so upsetting as they talked about what this week was going to be like, and news of people that I know. It's one thing to get news that someone that you know has the virus. It's another thing to start to learn the names of people that I know who've now died, and it's a heavy weight. I can't come into this conversation and then, that's the reality. That is the reality. One of the things I've been emphasizing in my Bible studies and in this chat time is I'm convinced it's really important to know how you feel and what's going on in your life. If you're angry, if you're frightened, or whatever, instead of judging yourself or judging others for how they feel, start with a baseline to say, how are you feeling? And everything is okay. It just is what it is. It is what it is. If you're afraid today, it's not like anybody can say to you, wow, your fears, like, I have no idea why you would be afraid. No, come on. If you're sad, it's just kind of an acknowledgement that say, okay, look, this is where I am today. So I have some levels of sadness that are going on for me, and while I want to be an encouragement and inspire others, I also don't want to be dishonest. I'm prayerful for all of you. My partners in pastoral ministry are making calls, and I'm getting more and more information from you, and all that makes me feel really, really good. So some things that I feel really great about right now. The experience from beginning to end yesterday. If you didn't watch, you can go back and see I promoted my book, Making Friends with the Bible. It's been a long time this book has been in publication. I actually had some people ask me if they could purchase a copy of it. You can look it up, Making Friends with the Bible. Eloise Rennick Fraser was the co-author with me. She was a systematic theology professor in seminary, and my name, of course. Sometimes you can get it online through booksellers. Anyway, enough said about that. Also, the experience of yesterday's events with the education class and the worship service. Yesterday we had given a special invitation to the Bergenfield Church to join in for the online worship, and they did. They evidently did, and I got a lot of feedback emails from those people, as well as I continue to really celebrate the conversations that happen after worship, because that's what I miss. Is it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't. It's nice to know you're there, and that you listened, that you watched. Some of you sent in pictures. Please send in a picture of yourself and the people that you're sheltering with, just your little survival group. Send us a picture. Some of you are sending it to Laura Blake Peterson at gmail.com, and some of you are sending it to me at revlouis@aol.com. That's fine. Some of you are sending it to the church's email in response to when you get the bulletin. It doesn't matter where you send it. Just send a picture. Send a picture. We just have an idea for how that could be really. We can do that. We can use some of this technology. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is. I haven't seen anybody else do it yet, but I think you'll like it. Also, I was reminded that on Palm Sunday and on Easter, we always gave a tribute to those that have died and that we miss. And I want to be able to do that again. And so if you are thinking of someone special at this important holiday, and you're missing someone from your survival group, from your Easter table, or you want to give a tribute to someone that's really important to you in your life, Easter, the day of resurrection, is the day to do that. So I'm inviting you. Communicate with me. Keep things coming. Keep us informed about what's happening for you. So here's what you should be sending. Send me your prayer requests. I added some of them to the worship bulletin this week. I'm sure you might have noticed we rearranged the prayers a little bit. Let me know when you send in your prayer request, if it's just for the board, if it's just for the wall, and you don't want it shared, or if you'd like to have it there and also some version of it on our roster of people that we're praying for. And then for Easter, send us your tributes in memory of, in honor of, in thanks to God for. Here's where, I learn the names of your mothers and fathers, and I hear about your sisters and brothers that have died, or I hear about people that are important to you that you're missing. And certainly the week of Passion Week is a week to dig up and to unearth those deep and treasured memories. And then hold them up on the day of resurrection, for the longing of when we will be together again. Yeah, so I've said enough about that, I guess. Send me those names, and we'll put together a list. We'll probably print them in the bulletin like we would have in the regular bulletins as well. Send your pictures, send your prayers. Don't forget to send your support. Some people actually told me that they went to the webpage, highmountainpres.org, but they couldn't find the donate button. So I called our tech guy, Ethan, and immediately told him that I would like to have a donate button put all over the webpage, and so he did that. I think you'll find it much easier to find that. Yes. Yesterday's sermon, as you could tell, was very, if you watched it and participated in the life, it's just a coming together of a lot of both exciting and strong feelings of faith, and also an awareness of the importance of figuring out how to think about the time that we're in right now. I'm preoccupied a little. I've been praying about the fact that my mom is in a memory care facility in a nursing home, and she's out in southeastern Pennsylvania. I so much worried that if the COVID virus got there, so I just prayed that it wouldn't happen. And then today I found out that they have several cases, and some on her floor. So I'm a little preoccupied by that. I don't know what to think about it. I'm worried for my mom, and then my mom and dad are separated because he's living at home alone, and I know that my circumstance is multiplied in all of your lives, especially those of you that are my age. We worry about our mothers and fathers, or we remember and miss them. And we worry about our children. We worry about our elderly neighbors. Yes, there are lots of really, really good things about what's going on. This is reshaping the way we care for each other and the way we think about things. And that's what I got excited about in my sermon yesterday. The absolutely incredible revelation of God to help us to see how God is marching into our lives in the sacrifice of others for the good of all. It's an amazing thing. I will never forget this. Never. I want to say this too. Oftentimes this part is a one-way conversation. I'm saying things and I think of what to say next, and then I have a little cheat notes here to remind me. And then the conversation continues because you tune in with live, and then through the afternoon I get text messages or emails, points of contact, and then even throughout the week I'll get rehearsals and going back for, and there were about 30 of you that are participating regularly in these chats and conversations, and I love the chat back. So thank you for that. I'm continuing to make calls to many of you. Just sometimes it worries people when the pastor calls. I'm aware of that. It's never a good thing in the hospital when you're in the hospital and then, you think you're okay and you're doing all right, and then you look up and the pastor comes in. I know how it is. You go, wait, I didn't know I was that sick. So if I call, just know it's general. It's just the general things. I know it's unusual for me to be calling through and making contacts like this. And I have lots of helpers who are doing it on my behalf, and I'm getting that feedback, and oh my goodness, it's so good. So thank you for all that you're doing from where you are. And can I say, Sunday's service was such a fabulous result of cooperation and work with so many people. We made a commitment, the session made a commitment last week in their meeting to continue to pay all of our staff. And they're working from home. The musicians are working, and you saw them. They're doing rehearsals. They're figuring out this amazing thing of singing at the same time, and just so much commitment and so much sacrifice on their part, and I'm so grateful for it because we benefit, all of us benefit from it. I was actually able to be ministered to. I felt buoyed up and strengthened to hear the poems and to hear them from Veronica and from Talene and from Allie. I know they worked hard on that. So I'm full. My heart's full of gratitude today, and for you. And even it doesn't matter if you've not communicated. It doesn't matter. I'm still grateful for you. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I also wanted to give you an update on. We did have the Sunday school, the Mountain Children. It went off at 11:30. I don't know how many there were that were on it, but it was. I got a call from Iggy afterwards, and she said that it took a while to get everybody on, but once they got on, they had such a good time. And everyone was sharing, and Iggy had some stories to tell and some crafts to do, and they did the things they did. And she said, Pastor Lou, it's the first Sunday school class I've ever taught that when it was over, they didn't want to leave. They were like, can we stay on longer? Can we do this? So, oh my gosh, thank God for the blessings that are just dropping around us in the middle of everything else that keeps me awake sometimes at night. The preschool teachers also, we completed the grant to try to secure 8 weeks of salary for them. They're not going to be able to be at work, but we're working really hard to get into that granting program that will allow us to pay them for 8 weeks. In the meantime, they are doing at-home learning and encountering, and none of them really felt like they could do it, but I've asked them to get up to speed on that, and they're doing it. They are really engaging, all to the benefit of moms and dads who are at home. Some of them trying to do work from home while they're also still trying to have children underfoot and around and with all the energy and things. Oh my goodness. These are incredible days. Like no other. Like no other. I'm grateful that in the middle of incredible comes multipliers of love and connection, of affirmation and support for each other. I feel like praying. Gracious God, I thank you. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Our needs are great. You're giving in response to our needs. You're providing where needs emerge. I ask you to deal with our fears. Don't let our fears make us paralyzed. Help us to feel what we feel and know what we know, but then also let our hearts and minds move out on what we also believe and our faith and trust in you. It's the beginning of a new week. We begin it with you. We know we'll be with you in the middle of the week, and we'll be there, and you'll be there with us when the week ends. Thank you. In Jesus' name, amen. Before I go, I wanted to tell you that Monday, Thursday, which is this coming Thursday, we will be doing a service at 7:30. And it will be a combination of the format for the service will be some of our semi-professional and professional soloists will be singing solos from Jesus Christ Superstar. And I'll be arranging them in the story of the Passion Week, and I'll be commenting in between, weaving them together as one story. And at the end of it, I think we're going to do this. I want to get the session's approval for it, but I think we're going to do a virtual communion. At first, it wasn't really my idea to do it, but I think maybe for Maundy Thursday, if I'll ask those of you who are participating, if you have a cracker and you have a glass of wine or you have a grape juice or something and you can bring it there to where you're listening and participating, that we might try, at least virtually, to be sharing in what won't be one bread or one cup, but will be one cup and one bread in our sharing of it. So stay tuned. I'll talk some more about it tomorrow, and I will send out an announcement about it. Oh, time went by fast. God bless you and keep you and give you peace and help you to be ministers of peace wherever God leads you this week. Bye.